Hello, it's Neil Ball, your online marketing coach from workwithneilball.com. I'm going to look at how to create an Aweber Horizontal Optin form for a WordPress blog today, and I'm going to run through how you can set up a horizontal form like the one I've created here using the supplied templates that are available within Aweber. Now, what you'll find in Aweber is that all of the templates that you get in Aweber, or all the designs, they're all a vertical design where they run vertically down the page. And sometimes it's nice to be able to create a page where you're actually using a horizontal design like you're seeing on the screen here. This is one that I put together fairly quickly, but you get the idea that sometimes it's quite nice just to have this format rather than being stuck with the vertical format of all the templates that are supplied by Aweber. So what I've done to demonstrate this is I've created another version of this page here without the opt-in form. So the first part of this is to put the code on the page, or to put the code from Aweber onto the WordPress blog to create the opt-in form. Which will show you how this actually how this starts off and how it ends up developing as it's adjusted. Just looking at this opt-in form that I've created, it's a fairly straightforward opt-in form. I haven't bothered putting the name on here, so you've got the header, you've got the actual box where you put the email address, and I've also opted to put my own button here. Now that button is very easy to do when you're actually setting this up with Aweber. All you need to do is go to the submit button and then just go into advanced options and paste the location of your button image, and it will use your own button image rather than using the submit button, rather than using the supplied ones by Aweber. Now once that's done, the other thing that you need to do is you also need to look at the width of the total form. So when you're in the option for form type, there's a width here. Now this setting will vary depending on the width of your page, but with Aweber, when you're doing this, you'll find that this does affect how wide the opt-in form is on your page. I've done another video for GetResponse that shows you how to do this with GetResponse, and with GetResponse it has a different effect on the actual layout of the page, but on here this is actually important. So you need to set this fairly wide to allow you to stretch to move the content around on the screen to give you the horizontal design. So once you've set up a raw template of the information that you want to have on your opt-in form, the next thing you need to do is go to publish and just save that. And once you're in publish, if you go to I will install my own form, and you need to take the JavaScript from here and copy it, and if you come to the page, go onto a WordPress blog and go into and paste that at the bottom, or whatever location you want it on your page, on the text tab here, and click update. And now it's done that. If I now take this page here, which didn't have the opt-in box, it'll now have an opt-in box on the page, but as you can see, the location of all of this is all over the place. And now what you need to do is you need to adjust the CSS to move the positions of these around. Now the process of doing this does vary from one WordPress theme to another, and depending on the theme that you've got will depend how you actually proceed from this point. To move these boxes around, what you need to do is you need to actually edit the CSS within the theme of your WordPress blog. Now, to determine which files you need to edit, the easiest way to look at this is to, if you right click and view page source, then if you look on the page, you'll see a bit that says style sheet here within the actual header. And what you need to do is you need to look at where the style sheet is located. So on this particular website, it's actually located in optimizepress in typography.css. Now you'll notice underneath there there's another location, and on this particular website I know that it is actually this file that I need to be adjusting, but you might not know which one it is. But at least if you've got two of them, you can narrow it down to the probable location. So the best way to do this is to create your page, and once you've created your page, to then go onto the page and right click like I've just showed you there, and then look at the location of the style sheets. And if you were on a lot, that location there on this particular theme is for optimizepress. A lot of themes will actually use the style.css location. So if you see on this website, the location of the style sheet, as you can see here, is actually in style.css. So to get at this, what you need to do now is you need to go back into the administrative area of your WordPress site, and if you go to the Appearance tab and go to Editor, then it will bring you on this page. Now this by default will actually come to the style.css. So if when you've checked for the location of the file you need to change, it happens to be that you need to adjust the style.css file, then this would be the file that you work with. Now for me, the location on the optimizepress site, as I showed you before, is actually typography.css. So if I if I just copy that and come back to to there, and then I do a search with Control F, and it'll actually find the file. So it's quite a way down the page on this particular one. I mean, they are in alphabetical order, so it's not too difficult to find them. But so you need to open up the file. So if your site uses the style.css file, then you would open up that file. Whereas for me, I'm opening up this file because I'm using optimizepress. And you need to scroll to the bottom and open up a little bit of space. Now I've got some code that I will actually provide for you, which needs to be added to the page like that. This code, you can actually access this code by clicking the link at the side of the screen or underneath the screen, depending on which video site this is on, and that will take you to my website where you'll actually find this code so that you can easily copy and paste it rather than trying to type it out and possibly making a mistake and making things more difficult. So once that code's been pasted into there, if you update the file like that, just wait for it to update, and we then go back to this page here, what you'll see now is, in a minute, when I refresh this page, you'll see that these boxes will probably move slightly. Not a huge amount at this moment in time, but they may well change position. Like that, as you can see. So now what we need to do is the code that you've just put into the style sheet is actually going to change the location of the title, the email box, and also the submit button. So what you need to do is, if we go back into here now, I've gone back into typography.css. The objective now is to change the information in here. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is find out the form ID from Aweber. Now you'll find that by going to Aweber, and if you look at your code for Aweber, you'll see this code here is actually the form ID. And if you take that code and then paste it into this code that I've given you, you need to put it there, 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 and there. So all of those locations have this code in. And once that's done, then you obviously click Update File. And the next thing that needs to happen is the location of the location of the various the elements on the screen here need to be changed. So to do that, you've got adjustments in here which will allow you to change the vertical and horizontal locations of these boxes on the screen, and that's done by adjusting margin left and also margin top. So if we take margin left, for example, just one other thing here is you've actually got the header. This one adjusts the header. This one adjusts the actual the body or the box itself, the actual Optin box itself, and this one adjusts the submit button. You can sort of vaguely see from the descriptions that are on here that it does sort of give you a clue as to what they do. So the first thing we need to do is go at the margin left, and if we adjust the margin left first of all for this one here, what I'd like to do is probably move this over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a value on here for margin left, and I'm going to change that to 30. Now I know that works quite well because I've done it before, and what I'll do now is I'll show you how it changes on the screen. Once that's saved, you'll see it'll move over slightly. As you see, it's moved over. It was approximately here before and it's moved over to there. So the next thing I want to do is I want to move this box up, and if you go back to the code to move the box up, what you need to do is you need margin top. Now margin top currently is actually set to 0. To move it up, you're going to have to go in negative numbers to move it up. So for me to move that up, now I've actually got this here, I need to go -65. The location and the adjustments that you make on these will probably vary from your site will probably be different to mine, because you may use different configurations on different things, so you'll just have to play around with these numbers to get the desired outcome. But if you take a note of approximately where that is now, when I refresh the screen, you'll see it should move up like that. So the next thing, so everything's approximately in line. I think this button needs to be moved down slightly. So the next thing is just to space things across here. So what I'm going to do is if I just put my settings in for these, you'll be able to see very quickly how I've done it. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my settings in here and paste them here because it's just quicker. But what I've actually done is the settings I've just copied and pasted in have worked around adjusting the margin left and the margin top, and by adjusting those settings I've been able to find the best setting to give me the positions that I want for this particular page. So once that's updated, if I now refresh the page, you'll see that those will now move to the positions there. Now, one other thing that I did also in adjusting that code was I also changed the width here, and that width value there will actually affect the width of this box here where you actually enter the data. So you want to make sure that it's wide enough for most people to be able to put their email details in without it starting to scroll across the screen, because it's more likely they'll make a mistake if they do that. And that is, it's really that simple. It's quite straightforward to do this, and once you've done this, if you use the form on another page, you'll probably find that the code, the settings that you've set here, will work on any. In fact, they should work for any page for this particular form that you've used. But those settings the settings that have been set on this page here will only work for this particular form, the form with the ID number that you've got here. So when if you create a different form and decide that you want to have a different configuration, then you'd have to do that separately and adjust it accordingly. To subscribe to my list and receive free tips on internet marketing and making money online, go to www.workwithneilball.com. Also, for more information on how I coach and how I teach, plus the things that I do for my team, go to www.workwithneilball.com. Again, that is www.workwithneilball.com. Until next time, goodbye.